All right, hello. I'm pretty sure you would have seen a lot of these videos where people just talk in front of a camera with no cuts and no edits. That's what they call a talking head video. And I've been on a binge watching session since morning of really small creators just posting themselves out. And that's what inspired me to take this video today. Because I've been on a 6 month hiatus from social media completely, from Instagram and YouTube, because I was so uninspired. I had nothing to talk or I had nothing to say about. That's probably not true, but I just didn't do it. I have no idea why if I think about it right now. But the reason that I'm making this video right now is because I was so inspired by these creators because you'd have seen these people because everybody's right now is trying to have a 9 to 5 job, and along with that they're also trying to build their social media presence, even if it's not for distribution purposes. It's for them to creatively vent out or just talk about themselves, build their persona, and build a following. It's not even for following sake, although a lot of people do that. It's for them to express themselves and find other people who are similar to them, probably. At least a small section of those creators try to do that, including myself in some ways. So that's what inspired me. People change their life complete into a complete 180 in a span of 1 year because they just started one random day and stuck with it consistently for a year. They find new friends, they move cities, they get brand collaborations, they build a product and try to sell it. So these are all things that really inspired me and made me ask myself the question, because every time I see someone achieve something like that, I just wonder, why not me? Why am I not trying to do that when I clearly can, when I clearly have the interest to do that? So that's what motivated me probably to try to record this video today. And I wrote a newsletter yesterday about unfamiliarity and neo life experiences because I heard another small creator talk about this phrase called neo life experience, which is it's very self-explanatory. When someone's close to death, it's called a near death experience, and when someone's close to life, it's called a near life experience, because it's such a good phrase, because a lot of people, we're not actually living every single day. We're just existing. We're not truly living. We're not trying to go for things. We're just letting things happen to us. And that's what I feel like is called a near life experience. And that's, we are living it every single day. So I wrote a newsletter about that. In that, I talked about you needing to increase your capacity to take risks, because your capacity to handle the unfamiliarity with your life and the life circumstances that you will face or you will eventually face is directly proportional to the amount of risk that you have taken as you grew up. Because taking risks, doesn't matter if it leads to a positive or a negative outcome, will teach you a lot of things about yourself, and it will prepare you to face any problem, doesn't matter in which context, in a much better way. So I feel like you need to put yourself out there, and I feel like that's what these small creators are trying to do. They're just trying to put themselves out there because it requires guts for you to put yourself or show yourself on in front of a camera and talk to it for say 5 to 10 minutes, or doesn't matter how long, and put it out there, because the internet spreads negativity a lot faster than positivity, and for you to open yourself up to judgment from complete strangers from all across the world, it takes guts, and it's so cool for me to see people do that, because I've been seeing a lot of these small creators who started 2 or 3 months ago, and I could visually see the difference in the way they talk and in the way they present themselves from their first video and to their latest video. So that's what inspired me, because the first time that I put myself in front of a camera was back in 2017. And if anyone who know me right now, or even if you watch that video right now, the difference between that and right now is drastically different. It's insane. The way that I talk, the way that I show myself, the way that my face moves, and the voice that I have right now, man, things are completely different. And the only reason that happened was because I recorded myself back in that those days, and I try to see what I can improve, and I try to work on those things. That made me wonder if something that I did so inconsistently, which is content creation, has actually improved have actually improved me as a person with the way I talk and the way I think and articulate myself. What will happen if I do that consistently on a regular basis? Man, that it's just insane. That's what I tried doing at the start of this year, because tried starting a challenge called a 365-day challenge. Basically, I feel so embarrassed to even talk about it right now, because the challenge is basically about me having to record myself every day for 365 days and post about it. And I stuck with it for 60 days. And then I planned on taking a 3 to 5 day break, and it just completely dropped off. I just dropped the entire thing off. Yes, I didn't keep my word to myself. And every time I think or even mention, or if someone else mentions it to me, I just feel so embarrassed about it. But on a positive note, it's a good thing, because if I'm feeling embarrassed about it, I can do something about it. I can change the way that I approach things. So that's what I'm trying to do here, I guess. I'm not even right now. I'm not sure if I can be consistent at whatever it is that I'm trying to do as a creator right now, or as a person who tries to document myself on the internet. But I just want to give it a shot, because it doesn't matter how many times you fail, it doesn't matter how many times you give up. If you try to get back in, there's always hope. You can get back into things, you can try new things, you can put yourself out there, and you can find inspiration in people who are trying to do better and not just doing better, people who are starting out and regularly failing, but they keep at it, they try to get back into it, they try to do it again. There's inspiration to be taken from that place as well, and that's what I've tried to take from other creators today. So another thing is, I just wanted to start a podcast for a very, very, very long time, because I've been listening to podcasts since 2015. It started with Joe Rogan, then it came to Creepypasta, then a lot of different creators over the past 10 years or 11 years. Damn, it's been 11 years. And I've always been inspired to start a podcast of my own. I try to do a small one, or we tried to do a small one back in 2020 along with a friend of mine. We just recorded one episode, and it just went away, because I was not interested in continuing it due to the kind of topics that we were planning on doing at that time, I guess. But I've always been wanted to record a podcast and start one, just like every other person is trying to do in this day and age, I guess. So that's what I'm gonna do, trying to follow what every single person or every single guy or every single creator. What the heck am I talking about? Yeah, I'm just gonna try to start a podcast like every other guy right now on the internet, and this might probably be episode number one. Why not? You just have to start somewhere. It's not like an intro video or something. I'm just starting it out and seeing where it goes. So there's an interesting statistic where it says if you have or if you have published 3 podcasts or more, you're probably in the 70th to 80th percentile, or you're better than 72. You have published more than 70 to 80% of people who started a podcast. And if you have published over 21 podcasts, you're probably in the top 10% of the podcasters in the world. So that is such a cool and insane statistic. And here's to me trying to make more than 21 podcasts or 21 episodes, I guess. So that's all I wanted to talk about in this video, whatever this is about. One probably a takeaway for this random video would be to put yourself in more unfamiliar situations and try to take more risks that only you would understand, because no matter what anyone says or any advice, no matter how legit or how valid their advice is, only you know about the particular life circumstances that you have. So it's completely in your hands for you to take risks or make a decision on the kind of risks that you want to take. So increase your capacity for life, increase your capacity for handling situations, and put yourself out there. I guess. These are all just advices that I'm trying to give myself as well. Every single video that I make, whenever I talk, all the advice or all the things that I talk about goes eventually goes into my own ear and turns out to be good advice for myself as well. So try to do that, I guess. That's it. That's all I want to talk about, and I'll see you in another video.